In a small village, there lived a boy who was a shining star in every aspect of his life. He was a skilled athlete, a talented musician, and a kind friend to all. However, despite his many strengths, the boy struggled with one crucial area: his studies. No matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't seem to grasp the concepts or remember the facts. His classmates would often laugh at his mistakes, which made him feel more disheartened and frustrated. One day, while taking a walk in the nearby forest, the boy saw a temple surrounded by long trees. As he entered the temple, he was struck by the serene atmosphere and the calm demeanor of the monks who were deep in meditation. The boy felt a sense of peace, and for the first time in a long while, he felt at ease. Gathering up the courage, the boy approached the Zen Master, who was sitting cross-legged on a mat. The Zen Master opened his eyes, gave the boy a gentle smile, and said, "What brings you to our humble temple, young one?" The boy took a deep breath and explained his struggles with his studies. He told the Zen Master how he found it hard to concentrate and how his classmates' laughter made him feel even more discouraged. The Zen Master listened attentively, understood his struggle, and said, "I can help you, my young friend," the Zen Master said. "But first, you must learn to understand the essence of studying and the mind. I will give you some valuable tips that will help you concentrate your mind and improve in your studies." The boy's eyes lit up with hope as the Zen Master began to explain the first tip. "Clear your mind," the Zen Master said, handing the boy a small jar filled with muddy water. "What do you see?" The boy looked at the jar and replied, "It's muddy water." The Zen Master smiled and said, "Now, place the jar here and let's wait." After an hour, the dirt had settled to the bottom, and the water became clear. The Zen Master pointed to the jar and said, "This is your mind when it is agitated with thoughts of play, fear, or distractions. You cannot see clearly. But when you calm your mind, clarity emerges. Therefore, before studying, take a few moments to meditate, focusing on your breathing and clearing your mind of distractions. By doing this, whatever you read, you will understand it better." The boy nodded eagerly, taking in the wisdom. He realized that he had been trying to study with a mind full of distractions, which was why he couldn't focus. The Zen Master then pointed to a burning candle and asked the boy to watch the flame without letting his mind wander. Initially, the boy's mind drifted to his classmates, his failures, and other things, but after some time with practice, he could focus solely on the flame. The Zen Master said, "You see, the past is gone, and the future is yet to come. Therefore, when you study, be in the present. If your mind drifts to past mistakes or future worries, gently bring it back and focus on your study. Give it your undivided attention and be in the present moment." The boy felt a sense of clarity wash over him as he understood the importance of living in the present. He realized that he had been letting his fears and worries about the future distract him from his studies. Next, the Zen Master gave the boy a sponge and a stone. He poured water over both, and the sponge absorbed the water, while the water just slid off the stone. The Master said, "Many students try to memorize facts like the stone, letting them slide away after a while. Instead, be like the sponge, absorb the knowledge, understand it, make it a part of you. Don't just memorize, understand the concepts, visualize them, and relate them to real-life scenarios. Thus, you will never forget what you have learned and will remember it forever." The boy's eyes widened as he grasped the concept. He had been trying to memorize facts without understanding them, which was why they didn't stick. The Zen Master then presented the boy with a large block of wood and asked him to split it into pieces. The boy tried hard but failed. The Master then showed him how to chisel it little by little, eventually breaking it apart. The Master said, "When faced with a big task, break it into smaller tasks. Study in chunks, grasp a bit at a time, and eventually, you will understand the whole. Therefore, divide your study material into sections, focus on one section at a time, take small breaks, and then move to the next. This way, you will not get bored, and you can study for long hours." The boy felt a sense of relief wash over him as he realized that he didn't have to tackle his studies as a whole. He could break them down into manageable chunks and focus on one thing at a time. Finally, the Zen Master planted 2 seeds in separate pots and asked the boy to come back after some days. He watered one seed regularly, while the other was neglected. In a few days, the first one sprouted and grew into a beautiful plant, while the other remained dormant. When the boy came, the Zen Master said to the boy, "Just like the plant, your efforts will bear fruit if you are persistent and consistent. Therefore, study regularly, even if it is just a little every day." Consistency is the key. If you maintain consistency and keep studying, even for a little time every day, then one day, you will definitely turn into a brilliant student. The boy understood the lesson. He realized that he had been expecting overnight changes, but the Zen Master was telling him that it was the small, consistent efforts that would lead to success. The boy kept coming to the Zen Master continuously for a few days to learn and practice these principles. He would sit in meditation, clearing his mind and focusing on his breathing. He would watch the candle flame, bringing his mind back to the present whenever it wandered. He would absorb knowledge like a sponge, understanding and visualizing concepts. He would break his studies into smaller tasks, focusing on one thing at a time. And he would study regularly, even if it was just for a little while every day. When the boy returned to school, he applied the lessons he had learned from the Zen Master. It was not an overnight change, but with time, he saw significant improvement. He became more attentive, understood topics better, and remembered what he learned. His grades improved, and more importantly, he began to enjoy learning. The boy's story serves as a reminder to all of us that success is not just about achieving our goals, but about the journey we take to get there. It is about the lessons we learn, the people we meet, and the experiences we have. By applying the strategies taught by the Zen Master, we can not only become brilliant students, but also lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life.